Yo, welcome back to the Triple Crown Podcast. Your boy Vinny P and Rush, and today we're bringing you the album review of Dave East, Fortune Favors the Bold. Go ahead in the comments and let us know about what your favorite song is and what you think about the album. But let's go ahead and get this started.
For sure, for sure. This is Dave East, man. He signed to Def Jam and part of Mass Appeal, which is, of course, Nas's label, who we all know who I rock with. Make sure you guys check out that Magic 2 album review that we did before. But yeah, man, the Dave East album, man, he's been grinding. I missed out on the last album, Book of David, but the last album I listened to was Hoffa. But yeah, man. Fortune Favors the Bold came out July 14th, man, which is somebody's birthday in here. I don't know whose it
Yo,
is, but
yo.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's Davies back at it, man. Back to that New York, that type of grimy, that gritty sound, man. So yeah. What do you think about that track list?
Tracklist was pretty good, man. I like the features what I seen up there. Of course, my boy Cordae, surprised by Coi Leray, um, Tyga, freaking what's my man name as well too, Jadakiss. Dolla sign. Good features, man. But here is the track list of Fortune Favors the Bold. Number one, here I go, interlude. 2, Come Too Far. 3, Pops Interlude. 4, Still Here. 5, Long Way. 6, Damn. 7, Sex So Good. Tell me what you. We ain't gonna get into that right now. 8, Good, Good, Good. 9, Pops Interlude Part 2. 10, Hustlers. 11, WDGAF. 12, Kairi Interlude. 13, Make This Up. 14, Still Outside Interlude. 15, Dope Boy. 16, Million Off of Rap. 17, Good Things. 18, Rich Rat. 19, Weirdos. 20, Through the Mud. 21, It's a Lot. Literally. 22, Like a Rose. 23, Letter to Kobi. And 24, Hallway Piss. Great track list, my guy. So what you think about it?
Man, looking at the track list, like you said, I was thinking, man, he's got some pretty good features. I was intrigued by the Ghostface and Kid Capri feature. So I was like, Kid Capri, man. I don't know if you know who Kid Capri is, but that was an old DJ back in the 90s during the original, like when Def Jam was first getting started, man. Kid Capri was making it happen on the turntable. So I was very intrigued to see how that was gonna work out. But what about yourself? What'd you think?
Um, Overall good. Altogether, 4 interludes, so really you could say it's 20 songs for about 50 minutes, 57 minutes. But good tracks, good mix, no complaints. I feel like this it was a good cohesive album altogether. It wasn't things thrown together, I feel like, but yeah, overall good.
For sure, for sure. So this album featured a lot of producers. The main ones are Mike and Keys, Don Cannon, Mike Will, and then RZA has a track as well. Unfortunately, it's not like we got RZA with the Ghostface. We would have had that whole Wu Tang connection, but we got a little bit of both on separate tracks.
So go ahead and tell the audience what's your top 3 songs on the album.
All right, so my top three, I got a lot of honorable mentions. So my top three is Come Too Far, Can't Make This Up, and Weirdos. And then my honorable mentions are Like a Rose, Letter to Kobe, Sex So Good, and Rich Problem. So that's a lot. I know it's a lot. But I had to throw them honorable mentions in there.
No, 100%, bro. Well, that's like 7 songs though. I mean, that's solid still. Like
It is.
that's solid. That's solid.
It is. What about you? What are your top three?
My top 3, ooh, I'm sorry to say this, I have more than 3, man. So real quick before I get into my top 3, you put me on to this album. I will say that. Kudos to you on this one. Listen to this album throughout the whole entire 24 tracks. I was genuinely surprised that the first listen through, I didn't skip no song. I didn't question myself to say, uh. First, it might have been Sex So Good, but then I'm like, Coi Leray kind of did her thing on it a little bit, bro. Just to
She
going back
did.
and forth with Dave East. But yeah, so honestly, bro, to be honest, I kind of like every song off this album, bro, except for two. I'm gonna get into that in a second, but honestly,
What
I
are your
like
top
every
3?
top three. If I
Top
had to
3.
pick top three, okay. Um, I would have to go with Hallway Piss, Through the Mud, and I would say Weirdos.
Okay.
But for me,
Okay.
Hallway Piss, man, he brought it back and basically his come up, like, though that basically that aroma they made you think about some that you did back in your past. Like, I had to go through this. I still had to smell that hallway piss. I did this. I still smell that hallway piss, man. And he did it. He did his on that song, yo. But then Through the Mud, that production on that song, honestly, man, I loved it. I love the beat behind it, and I love
Yeah.
his rap scheme behind it. It was perfect.
For sure. I mean, I like the production on the whole album. I think the whole album was produced very well. I feel like it flowed pretty well. I feel like you got a little bit of everything. You got the good songs with Hallway Piss. You got the songs with the females with Sex So Good and Coi Leray. I never thought I would have needed that collab with Davies and Coi Leray, right? Historically, I would have never ever listened to Coil Away, but the way they just complimented each other with the sex so good, you tell you when you want it. I just you to put it on me. I'm like, all right, all
I
right,
got you.
all right. I ain't supposed to like that song. I ain't supposed to like that song, bro. But I like, I don't know. The hook was beautiful, the beat was beautiful, and then they just complimented each other, man. It was so good. And then Letter to Kobe, the song about his daughter, his second daughter being born and how he named her after Kobe Bryant. I felt like that was perfect. And then the Come Too Far, man, with the kid Capri. I mean, all of it was just fire, bro. I didn't expect to like this album so much, but yeah,
It
man.
was like that. It was like that for you. Honestly, bro, I'm sorry, bro. Take Weirdos out for me and put in Long Way. Cordae feature, I'm sorry, bro. I feel like that's probably the best feature on the album, man. Personally. I feel like Cordae did it, bro. Like, yeah. Yeah. I feel like it was better than Jadakiss, better than Ghostface, like, but even Tyga, like, I'm saying Tyga verse was cool too. Like, I feel like he had people on this album that fit each beat for them, and they did their thing on it. Like the type of
Yeah.
like gritty rap with Jadakiss, even like that. I feel like a West Coast feel with Tyga with Hustlers in a sense. Like I felt that a little bit behind that, and then man, even like you said, for the female songs, for me it was also good things with Dollar Sign, Dollar Sign.
Right.
Oh yeah. Hey, but yeah, man, he killed this album, bro. Like I really love this album, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Even on Like a Rose, the female that he had singing the vocals over that song, it was a calm beat. It was beautiful, man. Dave definitely did
Yes,
his thing. He did his
yes.
thing. Now, with that, sir, you got any dislike tracks?
I do. Oh yeah, you would never. I feel like personally, you will always have some type of dislike tracks on a good album. You will. So with that being said, my dislike tracks are, and honestly, before I get into it, I feel like it really just came down to the repetitiveness of the songs. So that's
Okay,
why I really don't like them. So first one is it's a lot
okay.
and a little bit of damn, just because the chorus is too repetitive. Other than that, it's really for me, it's really it's a lot because that was just too repetitive. Like I got the message behind that after the chorus and the first verse. But other than that, for me, it would be damn for two of them. Other than that, I have no other dislike.
I was surprised if you didn't like the repetitive. I'm surprised you didn't say "Can't Make This Up" too.
I thought about that one too. I thought about that one too, but for me, he saved himself with his verses. But yeah, yeah. So what's your
I'm
dislikes?
not mad at that.
What's your dislikes on the album?
I had two, and then I just felt like I could do without one. All right. So the two that I disliked was Hustlers and WDGAF, right? Hustlers wasn't too bad. It's more like it's skippable just because I don't know, man. Like I really don't care to hear Tyga.
I
I
feel you.
mean, the verse was cool, but one thing I could say about both of those songs, they sound like the songs for the feature artist, and Dave East just kind of found his lane in those songs because both of them, especially the one with G-Eazy, WDGAF, that sounds just like a G-Eazy song, like just like it.
Mm.
And Dave just kinda looked like he was like, "Here, look, you do your song, I'll find a way to fit in on it, and then we'll just throw it on my album." You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I guess I can appreciate that, but I don't care to hear G-Eazy, so I was good with that. It's not like it was bad, it's just like, if I had to nitpick at 2 songs I really didn't care about, it was those 2, right? And then the track that I coulda did without was Hallway Piss. If it was earlier in the album, I woulda liked it, right? I woulda vibed with it more, but because it was right after Letter to Kobe, I felt like that was a beautiful moment. He had a song with his daughter, you know what I'm saying? It was a slower beat, you know what I'm saying? And then we go into Hallway Piss. I was like, "All right, cool. This is a left turn at the end of the album." So if I just have a issue with the placement more so than the actual song. Like I feel like that should have been put like near Million Off Rap or near Weirdos and Rich Problems. Hallway Piss should have been like in there. But other than that, that's my only real gripe about that. I liked Hallway Piss. It's just I didn't like the placement of it.
Okay, okay, I definitely respect that. I really do. But let me give you my opinion on WG WDGAF. Like, I really feel like that was like a young Big Sean at one moment. Like, I'm a Big Sean fan, but I feel like that song kind of remind me of Hall of Fame Big Sean. Like that beat, like I could just hear MILF and things like that. Like I can hear those songs with that type of song. But I like you said, yeah. But honestly, like I enjoyed it because it reminded me of a similar rapper that I still listen to, but on an older album. But yeah, like I can't really find a lot of faults in
I
this.
can't
Like
either.
great production, like Davis, he did his thing. Even his interludes, like his pops, Kyrie, like, I enjoyed them. Like, even though Kyrie was only like a 2-second thing, like a 2-second interlude, but I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed the whole album, bro. And like I said, I was genuinely surprised that I enjoyed this entire album with no skips. Like,
Same. And like I said, my last listen from Dave was Hoffa. I enjoyed that project, but yeah, I enjoyed this one. I can't say more because I really liked Hoffa, but I enjoyed this project too for what it had. I just want to say this on Like a Rose that really like resonated with me, and I probably could put Like a Rose up higher, but to me, the way those other songs were produced and the flow on it, it was just like ridiculous. But it was like a deep concept. He was like, "When I don't know which way to go, now I just go with God. One day Imma grow, plant me in the dirt and watch me blossom like a rose, stand on what I'm worth, and I could never sell my soul for the ones that deserve the life that they would never know. So much pain inside me, I pray it never show." I was like, "This man Dave, bro. That man Dave." Hey, man, he was on it, bro. He was on it.
he
It was
was, bro.
it was deep concept. It felt like he was just giving you all of them on the track.
Yes.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Same here, bro. And I felt like I said, everything was product placement was key. And like he started off the album good. That's where most of his interludes were at. And then in the middle of it, that's when you really got into okay, cool, I'm rapping. I'm doing my thing. And closer to the end, it was basically like a send off, him being a father, him caring about his kids and what he used to do and things like that. Like I said, yeah. Yeah. So, with that being said, what's your triple crown rank on this album, man?
Mm. I'm stumped right now. Y'all bear with me.
Ooh.
Make sure you guys comment how y'all feel about the album, y'all favorite song on the album, what y'all would rate the album. If this is Davies' best project or best project in a while, where it ranks among Dave East projects. We want to hear all of that. Because on that Nas video, man, we got a lot of feedback. And I'm just stalling to buy time to really think about how I'm going to rank.
Come on, man. Be honest to the audience, man. What you thinking? What you thinking? Okay, look, you need more time. I can say
I
mine
think
real
I
quick.
I think I would give it a good 4.5. I say a 4.5. 4.5 stars out of 5.
So are we going with 4 or are we going with 4.5? Which one we going with?
I'll say 4. I'll stick with 4. 4 out
You
of
stick with
5.
4? Okay, okay, okay. Fine.
4 out of 5. Really, really good album.
I bet. I know. Trust me. I know. I know. I love the album too. And for me, the Triple Crown rank for the album is 4.5. You know, I can't give it a 5 because it was 20 tracks still. But I give it a 4.5. Man. Yes, sir. Stamp that.
4.5 crowns. I like it. I like it. If you had anything to say to Dave now, what would you say about this album?
What was your mindset behind it? With you being so far in your career, even after Nipsey Hussle passed and dropped the album after that and things like that. Where are you now after dropping? Before you dropped this album, that would be the question I would have for him. What's your mindset? You can sense it in the album, but to get that true detail sense of it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if I had to say something to Dave, I'd be like, man, I appreciate the work he putting in, man. He's been constantly working and he getting better. He getting better. I remember early Dave, he was kind of trying to figure out his pockets with the street and then how to make like an actual song. So I'm actually appreciating the growth he's been showing as an artist, man. He's been grinding, been doing well. So, but this is the Triple Crown podcast album review of Dave East. Fortune favors the bold, and this was a mighty good album. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dave East. Thank you guys for watching, for listening. For those who listen on podcasts, man, we appreciate you. For Apple Podcasts and Spotify, man, we really appreciate you. We ain't forgot about y'all. For those who subscribe, who comment, who like, we appreciate you. But yeah, this is Triple Crown Podcast. Make sure you guys like and comment and subscribe. And we are out.